A few moments.
And what do you think this says about his marriage to Meghan?
Good question.
He said something once, his own words. He said, I never knew how unhappy I was until she told me.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Until she told me. So at that, when he said that, I thought, seems like coaching. You know, how long can a man go on and be happy, always being coached, always being defined by her words, by what she said, seemingly. And I kind of thought, wow, this is telegraphing. He's being emasculated. She's defining him. She's telling him whether or not he's happy and what that looks like. So I had a feeling this would happen, but what I didn't think was going to happen would be that he would disparage everybody in his family along the way and then expect to reach back.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I mean, because families, I think, want to be unconditionally forgiving. You love family members. Like, they can step on your head with cleats and you will always love them and welcome them back.
Fact.
But we're not talking about the bell curve, and we're not talking about an isolated incident. We're talking about years of repeated infractions, insults, disparagement, hurt, lies, abandonment.
Well, duh.
So that is a lot for, in my opinion, King Charles or any of the royals to welcome back into the fold. And granted, it might happen. That's up to them, because families do that. But in my opinion, there will always be that little question mark, that little, is he wearing a Netflix wire?
What do you mean by that?
That little, is he lying to us? That little, is he getting more information to put in another book? Is this going to turn into something defamatory and disparaging when he does not get his way? So I can't help but believe that the royal family will always have that question mark. So my suggestion would be a couple of years of counseling, a pattern of proven loyalty and reliabilities to rebuild that trust.
Okay.
And maybe it can happen, but in his mind, it seems like he wants just to jump back into being in the fold and be Prince Harry, Prince of Great Britain, one of the hottest men in the world. Somebody called him one of the most eligible bachelors.
Gay.
Not going to happen that way. So if he's willing to be realistic and do the work, then he'll probably be okay after several years. But as far as his marriage to her goes, at this point, sometimes I just say, oh, who really cares?
What the fuck?
I kind of think this was doomed from the beginning. And as Prince William reportedly told Harry, haste makes waste, get to know her better, don't jump into this. And hindsight is 2020. I think he's probably wanting to say to his brother, oh my God, you were so bloody right. I can't believe this.
Women.
And it happened. It unfolded the way people predicted it, the way Prince William seemingly thought it would. And that's sad.
And you too. Yeah. Because that's what's so fascinating. Meghan had her sister saying this isn't going to work. Harry had his brother saying this isn't going to work. And unfortunately, Harry was completely drunk on love.
Really, nigga?
And he took leave of all of his senses. But there's a lot that he cannot erase, Sam. And this is the issue that I have. He cannot erase the things he said about Prince William.
Fact.
Especially in Spare. He cannot erase the things he said about Queen Camilla and his father, especially in Spare. He cannot erase the impression that he put out to the world that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is some sort of bitch.
What the hell?
Which we all know is completely ludicrous. We know who the bitch is. But unfortunately, Sam, he can't just reverse all of that stuff.
Exactly. And I don't think, you can love someone, you can forgive them, you can welcome them back. But, again, we're not talking about something under the bell curve. We're talking about a statistical outlier.
Okay.
Extreme continued damage, insults, hurt. And, it's like having a hole in your chest. And when the hole goes out the back bigger than it went in, figuratively, how do you heal that?
I don't know.
How do you feel that love again, where the trust has been so trashed? I mean, to have real love, family, friends, or relationships, by God, you have to have trust. Because if you don't, those touchy-feely moments, those goo-goo eyes, that passion will never be the same.
Yes, exactly.
And so it will feel like an act, I think, for all of them for quite some time. And that's pretty sad.
So let me just go to the original story, Sam, because I want to talk about the Daily Mail's involvement in all of this too in just a moment. But for folk who may not have read the original exclusive, it said, sources said the Duke of Sussex is consulting people from his old life as a working royal after allegedly growing dissatisfied with advice from American-based image experts. The overtures signal the first stage in a strategy to rehabilitate Harry that would involve him spending more time in the UK to repair his relationship with his father and potentially initiate a partial return to the royal fold. Sources stress that Harry and Meghan, who have spent the past 4 years living in self-imposed exile in California, are not seeking a permanent return.
Why?
But this newspaper can also reveal that the couple have parted company with yet another American PR advisor, Christine Wales-Shermer, joined the Sussexes in 2020 as head of communications but left quietly last year. So she is the 10th staff member to have left the couple in 3 years.
Are you sure about that?
So it certainly feels like they have reached rock bottom, Sam. This feels like desperation. But first, guys and girls, this is the best time of the year, right? Football is back. We're talking Premier League in the UK, in the US, NFL Sundays and college football Saturdays. And with that comes the glorious grind of fantasy football lineup. So this is where your inner manager comes alive.
Are you serious?
Setting the perfect fantasy roster, screaming at your TV, and making last-minute waiver moves that either make you a hero or the guy everyone ridicules in the group chat. I've been there.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
But listen, while you're over here making sure your fantasy team is dialed in, don't let your personal grooming become the guy that gets left on the bench. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to fumble their grooming routine. That's where Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra comes in, acting as your all-in-one grooming playbook. From keeping things sharp down below with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra to taking care of those rogue nose and ear hairs with the Weed Whacker 2.0.
You got me.
This is the lineup that will keep you looking and feeling like a champ on and off the field. Clean, confident, and ready to dominate your fantasy league. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer is the franchise player of your grooming roster with precise trimming capabilities. It's reliable, efficient, and gets the job done without fumbling. Whether it's for date night, a weekend tailgate, or just everyday grooming, this is the tool you want on your squad. And then let me tell you about this, the Weed Whacker 2.0, because we've got to be honest here, no one wants a surprise nose or hair making a guest appearance on game day. So the Weed Whacker 2.0 handles those details like a pro, keeping you neat and ready to go. No missed tackles in your grooming gang. And look at it there, what a product. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra doesn't stop at grooming essentials. It also comes with 2 free gifts.
Wow.
The Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo and the Shed 2.0 Toiletry Bag Premium Gear to ensure you're always ready for action, whether at home or on the road. So join the over 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for kickoff by heading over to manscaped.com. Use the code OUTSPOKEN for 20% off today. That is 20% off and free shipping. Trust me, you'll be drafting the real MVP of grooming this season.
We don't do that here.
And just before you come in, I want to share with you a post on X from the royal YouTuber, according to Taz, who wrote, "Can't believe the number of people think that Harry wants reconciliation. He wants leverage and content to sell. He might be convincing a few people he's changed, but it will only be weaponized them to fight his battles for him. Fact. He does not want peace because he's not sorry." And Sam, I have to agree with Taz on this.
Exactly.
I do. I don't believe him. I don't trust his motives.
What the hell?
If he was going to get another Netflix deal, he'd probably be quite happy. He's worried about the money running out, and he's worried about the fact that no one gives a damn about him and Meghan because he no longer has any proximity or connection to the royal family.
Nice.
Well, exactly. And she's right, and you're right. I had never, and that's why I wondered, will he be wearing a wire? The royals are always going to have that big question mark, because I haven't seen anything, I don't think anybody else has, to substantiate that the Netflix contract was ever dissolved. In other words, is Netflix behind this thing?
I don't know.
Let's get them back into the fold and let's get some good stuff. Let's
That's
get,
a good
I mean,
point.
really. So if I were the royals, I would say, before you step foot in this palace, in our lives, we want proof from lawyers all signed that there has been a dissolution, that the contract has been dissolved, closed out, or hasta luego, bye. Don't even come here.
I don't like where this is going.
Because there's that question mark. And I would say the greater likelihood, given lots of evidence and past demonstration, is that if that Netflix contract is still intact, oh, Houston, we have a problem.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep. But the thing is, Sam, William is not going to be that stupid. And I'm not calling the king stupid. It's not about that. It's just he's in a very different place. He is battling very serious cancer and he wants an easier life. And so for him, an easier life is the idea of Harry not hating the family.
Yeah, right.
At the same time, Sam, Charles, I am told from very reliable sources, cannot afford to and does not want to fund Harry's life and lifestyle and pay for his security and all of that type of thing. So you've got the money issue going on too. But William is going to be uncompromising because the thing is, Harry was warned time and again, Sam.
Okay.
If you go after the wives, if you go after Catherine, if you go after Camilla, there's the red line, you would have crossed it. And he ignored that advice. And he crossed the red line and he attacked Catherine and he attacked Camilla.
Are you sure about that?
And so Charles may be able to forgive. It's his son. Remember, I've reported on William for many, many years. He's a stubborn guy. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him being stubborn. I don't think that he should forgive Harry. I don't think he should forgive Harry. I don't think he can trust Harry. And as you say, Harry hasn't even offered up an apology. All he's done is said, oh, maybe I now won't demand that you apologize to Meghan. I mean, that is the delusion of this guy, Sam.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's another component to this because I know culture and tradition in Great Britain, intertwined with the public, is very different than in America, where we tend to be more rugged individualists. So, with that said, it seems like, and I had heard, he also hurt the public. He betrayed public trust.
He did.
You know, and there was a time in an interview when he said, and it was everywhere in their PR, I was never happy in Great Britain anyway. I didn't really like it there.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
So how do the people of Great Britain feel that this guy all of a sudden wants to...
We don't want him back.
No, exactly.
I mean, Sam, that is such a good point that you've raised, because what about the Netflix documentary where he also trashed the fact that we had voted for Brexit and tried to make out that the country was full of the far right? Ludicrous. We voted for Brexit because we believe in the nation state, we believe in borders, and we were worried about what was happening to our country.
Okay.
What about the fact, Sam, that he trashed the Commonwealth in the Netflix series and tried to say that it was British Empire 2.0? That was the life's work of the late Queen Elizabeth II. And I will say, I do not believe the British public will forget that Harry made Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip's dying days a misery.
Come on now, dog.
A misery. Because of his victim complex. That was inexcusable. They had delivered a life of service for us. They deserved their family to be on board and on side for the past few years. And he can kid himself as much as he wants that his grandmother loved him.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Well, she may have loved him. I'm sure she did love him. She did not love his behaviour, Sam. She did not love his behaviour. No. She refused the half in and half out deal at the Sandringham Summit.